Hey guys, what is up? It is Bibzita7 here again, and welcome to another RuneScape 3 vlog here today. In this video, I'm going to be talking about this week's update, which is another Ninja Strike here. This is their 6th one that they've done that's like officially labeled. So I'm going to be talking about it. It is focusing around the Grand Exchange. Before we jump into the video, though, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to my Discord server. If you're interested in joining, there will be a link in the description to join that. We talk about RuneScape related things and have a nice little community going on in there if you're interested. But yeah, other than that, let's jump on into the video here. I am on my main account this time around because obviously with this focusing around the Grand Exchange, I'll be wanting to check it out on this account rather than my Iron Man, which is where I usually am. And I have not actually checked it out yet, so this will be my first impressions of how it feels and what they changed and all that stuff. So yeah, there are basically a lot of QOL things in there, and they've also moved a lot of the code client side and made it predictive. This is something that they've talked about maybe doing for movement, which sounds like it would be a horrible, like it sounds like it wouldn't really work for PVM, especially when there's movement that is actually important because of you know, if you're actually not where you are on your screen, that would kind of make it hard to know where you're going to get hit by different things if you're on the move and stuff like that. But for this or something like this with interfaces, it definitely makes a lot of sense. So let's go ahead and open it up here. One thing that I saw people were definitely not happy about, and I bought trimmed masterwork recently, accidentally bought the regular boots, so that is now I'm trying to sell that now. But something that people seem to not like, but I don't really have a huge opinion on one way or the other, is them adding a buy and sell word underneath the buttons on all of these. Like, it does look a bit more busy on the eyes just looking at the interface now, but overall I don't think it's a big deal. You know, I think I'm gonna, can I move this? Yeah, put that a little bit more centered there. But yeah, overall it looks pretty much the same aside from that. Although the offer I have here, I can definitely see these changes. This is one of my favorite things, to be honest, this 0 out of 1. It'll now show you the quantity of the item you're buying on the bar here, which I think is very nice, especially if you're flipping things and stuff like that. There's now a quick button to abort the offer. This isn't a huge change because obviously you could just right-click abort before, but it saves a little bit of, you know, saves the right-click at least. And then there's also this new option, which is an interesting one, but not as useful as it might seem, which is to edit your offer. So because I have clicked this, it basically will automatically abort the offer, and then you're putting in a new offer. So it will take you out of your place in the queue, which is not great. I think they're looking into fixing it, but I don't know if they will or not. I'll just put these in. Hopefully they'll sell now. Oh, they didn't even sell for -5. But yeah, that's a new option. You can edit the offer straight up. Probably a bit more useful for buy offers than sell ones, I would guess. I don't know. It's weird because it does just come out of your inventory. It takes a little bit of time as well, I guess, because it is aborting. But from within the sell interface itself here, you can see one of the nicest things, in my opinion, as well, are these minus and plus 20% buttons. Because, I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only one. You would just like spam the plus or -5 like 4 or 5 times, just so you get whatever you wanted right away. Now you can just click it once, and it should, you know, sell or buy instantly. And so apparently the client side moving is going to make this much smoother. So you can definitely see right there, clicking the offer used to have a delay. Now it is just, it instantly pulls it up. But you can kind of notice where the delay comes in. Watch right here. I already noticed it. Right under here where it says some masterful boots made by a master smith. I assume that description is pulled from the server, because if I click it, the description has to load. You saw that? That was a loading. It said loading there for a second, so I assume it takes like a tick or maybe 2, and it seems like 1 tick maybe, to pull the actual description of the item from the server. So I thought that was kind of interesting to see that just now. So it is obvious where these client-side things take place. So I click that, It immediately claims, I think I immediately claimed before as well. Let's try putting in a buy offer. Okay, so clicking buy right away pulls up the search. A nice thing as well is the search will now show more items. I think it is, what did they say the numbers were? I have the patch notes pulled up here. I'm trying to see what they, I don't remember the exact numbers that they said on it. Let's see. Search results window has been extended to show more results. Did they say how many? Up to 12 will now appear as opposed to 6. So it's now double. So if I search for something, you know, like armadillo, you can now see a lot more things. I really wish, I don't know. The shards are such an annoying thing in the game to me, especially for low-level items like this. But it was a necessary thing to get rid of coin share. Anyways, not important for this, but it's much nicer to browse through items, especially if you're looking for, you know, if you've got like a long list of items for the word that you typed in. It's a lot easier to see them all at once and pick the one that you want out. Previously to now, like, it's still going to be useful, but before now it was kind of like something like a refined art to figure out how best to type the item you wanted, so it would show up. Like, I could probably type in like something like that to get the armadillo chain skirt and chest plate to come up. Just interesting things like that to see how short you could make your search while still making it such a small number of items. I haven't really used the Grand Exchange a whole lot, so I'm not too sure, like in recent times, so I'm not too sure how much more responsive like the search is. It seems to be pretty good. Yeah, it does seem to be a bit faster, but I can't be sure of that. So I click it. You can see again that loading was there. They've got this new nice little yellow highlight. That's something that was changed a while back, where you can, I like that nice little smooth transition up, but you can like switch between items without having to research. I think you can even do that if changing quantities and prices and stuff. Yeah. And it keeps your changes. It doesn't keep the price changes probably, right? No, it doesn't. Damn, this is 3 mil now. Armadillo components, man, they are expensive. So yeah, overall these things very nice. I like the little highlight around the thing that you have selected. And then one other thing that's going to be really nice for people who are into merching and flipping and stuff is the favoriting option. So there's now, you'll see under there's a new tab here under favorites, and you can favorite an item by clicking this star here, and that'll add the item to your favorites. You can go to this tab and you can immediately click buy, and it'll pull up a buy offer for that item. Makes it a lot easier for things that you're going to be buying a lot, and mainly will probably help out for people who are merchanting a lot. As at least for me, I don't really buy stuff a whole lot on the GE. I usually will buy like a bulk of supplies or anything like that. What does it mean to edit? Okay, that's weird that there's like an edit button on. I don't understand why there's an edit button there. That doesn't make any sense to me. What happens if I type it in? How is that any different from clicking add new favorite? What? I'm really confused as to why that there's an edit button on these favorites. Okay, okay, that makes sense, I guess. So if you okay, my cat just freaked out for no reason, if you heard that. But I guess if you're full on favorites, like you have all of your slots filled and you want to switch one out, that makes sense there. It just seemed weird to me. I didn't know what there was to edit. I guess it might make more sense, at least intuitively for me, if it was like switch it out, like swap it for something, because editing it just in my head makes it seem like you're going to change something about the one you already have selected. But that's just my stupid brain. And then obviously you can remove one. So yeah, that is a very nice feature as well. That is everything that I am seeing so far. Seems nice, a lot more responsive and quick, especially when going from clicking to buy something or like clicking through the interfaces. It definitely seems better. I'm going to look through the patch notes now to see if there's anything that I actually missed from just browsing through here. Client-side prediction has been added, results in more responsive and smooth experience. Definitely have noticed that. The favorites tab is now available. You can favorite up to 18 items. Free-to-play players can only favorite up to 6 items. So yeah, I mean, similar to how free-to-play players have limited numbers of items or number of buy and sell slots. I guess that makes sense. You can also now edit the existing offers, which I showed already. So that is kind of cool. I feel like that one's not as useful as it might appear, but definitely could help if you want to be quickly switching prices if you're trying to find a margin or whatever. The plus and minus 20% buttons are very helpful. Are going to make it a little bit less annoying to buy things instantly if you're impatient like most people are. They said the overview interface has been adjusted for increased readability and usability. So they have this section includes the abort offer option, which I showed, the X on the box. The words buy and sell have been added here. They added the numbers to the slots as well. I didn't actually notice that. I thought that might have been there already, but they've added these words, slot 1, 2, 3, 4. I assume, does that have anything like... Yeah, that has to do with, you have these are key bound, so you can click these buttons. So that gives you a better idea of which ones, buttons to push to access which box. The current offers show their progress with a number. I think that's fantastic. And yeah, that is pretty much it. I think the search window was extended to show more results. So those are all the main changes there. They also removed the sets option on the right click where you could get to this interface right here for all your armor sets and stuff, which I think is fine. I'm sure not a lot of people really used that, and it's now going to just be a favorite, take you straight to the favorites tab instead, which I think will probably be used much more for sure. And yeah, that's pretty much it. As far as I can tell, the login message is what you get sometimes when you're logging in and you have stuff in your GE box will now have a 10-minute cooldown. So if you're hopping worlds, you won't get spammed by that blue message, which is good. And yeah, then they just have some things for mobile. One thing that was good outside of the GE update. So first, I guess the GE update, pretty nice, honestly. Doesn't really affect me a whole lot since I mainly play on my Iron Man right now, but I think it's cool. It kind of feels like it's been brought up to the standard of the bank rework after the bank was updated for the bank rework and everything. It kind of feels like this update to the GE and all its interfaces has definitely brought it up to that standard, which I think is obviously good. Probably not the thing I would have thought would be a good thing for them to focus on, to be honest. I didn't really have any problems with the GE as it was, but obviously this is an improvement. I'm interested to see where the ninjas focus next for sure, as their fixes have been quite good so far. But yeah, other than that, they had some other patch notes as well. One of them, which might be relevant to you, is the messaging in your chat when you shoot the things in BGH. The poison damage shows you in the chat no matter what now, because prior to this, if you skip the cutscene, it wouldn't show the numbers in your chat for the poison damage you dealt with the spears. So that was annoying if you weren't paying attention and weren't able to, it was mostly just annoying if you didn't have the tier 3 hunter lodge, as far as I know. But yeah, other than that, let me see, was there any other things in this little section of other notes? The eat food ability will now consume bandages within Soul Wars. I'm sure that is a huge boon to all you guys. No Inquisitor staff swapping yet, which sucks. But hopefully we see that before too long. Next week, I'm pretty sure we're about to just get the Yak track. They did put a couple days ago that the Yak to the Shadows Yak track is coming on June 22nd, which is next Monday. So I wouldn't be surprised if they call that an update and leave us with a few patch notes. Really hoping next month in July, at the very least, we do see something. That's seeming like a dream at this point, getting any sort of actual big content updates, but at least we do have the ninjas keeping us, sated a little bit with their strikes. We'll have to wait and see what they move on towards next. I'm sure they've been getting a ton of good suggestions from their dojo. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say, you guys. I think the Grand Exchange update was pretty nice. I think they definitely did a good job with it, and hopefully they can continue to get some good stuff from the Ninja team, and maybe eventually we'll get some actual content from the other teams as well. Let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comments on the update and what you think about all the things that they changed. And I did upload a Hardcore Iron Man episode yesterday. If you missed it, check that out. Should be popping up on the screen here in a minute. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, check out our membership program using the join button below. Other than that, I will see you guys in the next video. We'll have the normal hardcore episode over the weekend as usual. And if there's anything else that comes up during the week, I'll be sure to cover that as well. Thanks for watching, and peace out.